Will Levis put together a really solid final season in college. They're the rookie quarterbacks at the helm of these two programs. Bryce Young with a fresh set of downs from the 35. They give to Miles Sanders. Work ahead for a couple.
It's amazing how much time they've spent. About 90% of their offense has been out of shotgun, and they're trying to morph into a little bit more pistol, maybe some more under center, but you know, this is pistol, this is shotgun, this is basically no huddle. It's not hurry up, but it's no huddle for Frank Reich.
Frank Reich is back to calling plays. It's his second consecutive week after 3 weeks with Thomas Brown calling the plays. There's Chuba Hubbard. He gets stacked up. Nice shot by Jack Gibbons for Tennessee. So Reich started the season, first 6 games, he was the play caller, averaged a little bit better than 18 a game. Next 3 games, including the lone victory against Houston, Thomas Brown, who Frank Reich has a lot of praise for his future as a play caller. But they're going a little bit more no huddle. Frank Reich felt like it was a good opportunity for him to get back into the saddle when they started to make this adjustment last week. Obviously wasn't great last week. He's hoping for better results today.
Right, and he's been in this type of offense, this no huddle stuff, all the way back to his playing days with Buffalo. They spent a ton of time in the no huddle.
Where's Adam Thielen? He's the 3rd down target. He was out of that bunch set. And Young being pressured. He's going to have to launch it away. Harold Landry has been a really good pass rusher in his NFL career when he's been healthy, bringing some pressure. We do have a penalty marker thrown on this play, though. Far side of the field at the 50.
Yeah, I think you're going to get Fulton with a little holding call at the top.
Be a potential 5-yard penalty if it's holding, but it'd be a fresh set of downs.
Before the pass was thrown, holding. Defense number 26. Penalty is 5 yards from the previous spot. An automatic first down.
Yeah, just working the top of your screen against Tremble, the tight end, and you can see his arm wrap around up tight. They always coach you to be on the hip. Down there, it's a little harder to see if you're on the hip. When you get your hands up around those shoulder pads, well, they're going to see that. It's so easy for the referees to spot that. So you're trying to get away with it more down around the hips, but that time it gets caught, and it's a good call for a first down.
A couple of Tennessee penalties already today. Big to Hubbard. Bryce Young patting the feet, firing a dangerous ball, and a near pick by the returning Sean Murphy Bunting. Adam Thielen was the intended target.
Boy, that's just a mistake. I mean, you want to get out there. One thing you don't want to do is throw the ball back across the middle of the field as a quarterback. You're going to see him take this shot in the middle of the field, and there's just all kinds of people. Sean Murphy Bunting right there. You got Gibbons right there tapping the ball. I mean, that is just a dangerous, dangerous play by a young player.
Now back to the ground for Sanders. Not a whole lot there. Landry off the backside. 3rd down coming up. So is Carissa Thompson. CT, what's up, buddy?
Thank you, Adam. Winner of this game between the Falcons and the Saints takes over first place in the NFC South. Derek Carr picked off by Jesse Bates, and no one is going to catch him. 92 yards the other way. Falcons lead this one 7-3. Adam?
Of course, the Panthers saw Atlanta and New Orleans the first 2 games of the season. Bryce Young was tossed into divisional play right out of the gate. Next 3 that the Panthers play will be against the NFC South. On 3rd down, pocket collapsing. Young, slippery, is able to get away. And Bryce Young picks up the first down. Great effort on the scramble. Jeffrey Simmons and Danico Autry, 2 guys you don't want to have sandwich you, both had Young in the backfield.
Yeah, and anytime you get these guys up here on that line of scrimmage, just pressuring, getting upfield, Autry almost gets him down. Simmons almost gets him. It's one thing the Titans talked about. We've got to get pressure on the quarterback. We've got to create some turnovers. That time they let him escape, even though they've got him surrounded. Nice play by the rookie quarterback.
Could have been an 11-yard loss. Instead, it's an 11-yard gain and a first down. To the 44, and Chuba Hubbard gets hit by Gibbons, but powers ahead for about 2.5.
Now, this is something they're trying to do. Great double team down there. This is called duo play, and it's all about double teams getting off the ball and letting your running back just get behind big bodies and see if he can push. Something that Frank Reich said, hey, this inside of the Tennessee Titans defense is so strong, you've got to be able to force double teams and really get some push.
Is the focus on Simmons and Autry typically?
Absolutely, and also T.R. Tart, who's a great run defender as well. So trying to get double teams, four hands on those guys at all times.
Sanders pushing ahead. And that was the staple of this offense last year when it was Ben McAdoo taking over the running game as the offensive coordinator. It's a lot of his efforts. You see an injured Chandler Zavala, who's been playing left guard often this season, a position of went to IR this week. He has a knee injury, so Toth is starting in right guard. Now he moves to left, and you bring Cade Mays, who started a couple of games this year. He's now in at right guard. 3rd down and 5, and that's Jeffrey Simmons shutting that play down. I think if you're Chuba Hubbard, you saw daylight and you were sprinting, you thought you had the 1st down, and Simmons made the stop.
Well, you just watch the inside hand. Watch his power and leverage with that inside hand. Look at him extend, now chops with the opposite hand, gets off that block, and bam, right there. I mean, that is textbook how you play defensive line, and there's very few that can do it, like Simmons.
We'll go for it on 4th and 3 inside the 40. Only Detroit has gone for it on 4th down more often this year. A tight window toss by Young. Looking for Stephon Sullivan. Very tight window. Tennessee is claiming it's incomplete, but they're about to spot the ball for a completion and a 1st down, and they're trying to hurry up and get the next play up before any challenge can take place. It looks like Mike Vrabel from the near side was able to toss the red flag.
Man, look at just the, I mean, one, pocket collapse, and look at the ball placement right there. Just, now, I don't know. It looks like, did it come out? It looked like maybe it came out at the end right here.
Tennessee has challenged the ruling on the previous play of a completed catch. That play is under review. Timeout.
I could see the ball rolling around there a little bit. I think that's going to be incomplete.
Kayvon Wallace, the former Eagle and Cardinal, in on the coverage. Ronald Torbert with the call.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field stands as called. Tennessee will be charged with its second timeout of the half and its first challenge of the game.
Dean Blandino, just walk us through the mechanics of what you're looking at for a play like this.
Sure, in a play like this, you're looking for control, and you can see he doesn't gain from control immediately, but it's that left hand that appears to stay under the football. We were debating it during the break, and usually that means stands, right? It's got to be clear and obvious to change it. Maybe hit the ground, but there wasn't a definitive look. And I agree with the call staying of a catch.
Yeah, it was a call of a catch on the field on 4th down and 3 for 13 yards, so wasn't clear and obvious to overturn it. So here comes Miles Sanders off the edge, and a flag thrown from the near side. Sean Murphy-Bunting came flying in to help make the stop. Knows the NFC South fairly well, the former Tampa Bay Buccaneer.
Holding. Offense, number 80. 10-yard penalty. Repeat 1st down.
So that's Ian Thomas, the tight end, who gets called for that holding penalty.
Just right here on the edge, you can see him. And watch the turn of the shoulders. Anytime the shoulders turn like that, you see that?
Yep.
You're going to get called every time. I mean, nice hands inside, but yeah, that is textbook holding right there. He was really helpful last week when they came back against Dallas to run the football well. He really coming back in there. He's a really good run blocker at the point of attack.
Harold Landry is a handful, though. Long Carolina drive. It's set back to 1st and 20. There's the first grab for Adam Thielen today, their leading pass catcher. Roger McCreary out of the slot was there to shove him out after just a 2-yard gain. It's been a lot of Adam Thielen in the pass game this season. DJ Chark hasn't done a whole lot. Jonathan Mingo's a rookie. Terrace Marshall has been inactive now, a healthy scratch for the last 2 games. Laviska Shenault was dealing with some injury issues today and has been the last couple of weeks. They're a little thin at wide receiver. 12th play of the drive. Bryce Young has to drill that one into the ground with Harold Landry and Danico Autry both bringing some pressure. 3rd and long coming up for Carolina.
And this is a big problem for the Carolina Panthers right here. Pressure, right? Anytime you have to extend the play, you've got long yardage to go. You've got to be able to protect. You've got to be able to hold up so your quarterback can let those routes develop. And it's been a big issue for Carolina without the ability to hold up in protection and give their quarterback the time to push the ball down the football field.
Screen against that pressure. Sanders couldn't squeeze it, incomplete. Arden Key came in hot. He had a lot of edge pressure from Tennessee that time. It's been a problem all season for Carolina. A long drive that ends up stalling in enemy territory.
Well, I like the call. I mean, right now, automatically get your tackle out there, Guanu. Don't let him even block anybody. Get out there, see if we can load something up, see if we can get there to the second level. But you've got to be able to complete the throw, and Arden Key obviously affected that throw, having to get him over the top, or having the quarterback have to get over the top of that throw, which led to the incompletion.
So Johnny Hecker talking to Eddie Pinheiro. There's a pretty good breeze coming from our left to our right, so towards the goalpost that Pinheiro is kicking to. And whatever the discussion was, it accounted for that breeze. Carolina's on the board. Frank Reich's offense gets its first 3 of the day. Nashville for 2027, not too far from where we are at Nissan Stadium today. Eddie Pinheiro kicks away. Tajay Spears will bring it out. Nice return by Spears. Takes quite the pop. Did he ever go down? I guess he didn't initially, so he kept on moving. He was surfboarding some players and takes it out past 30.
Goodness gracious. Watch this pop first off. I mean, he's not a big dude, but that's a big hit, and have the wherewithal to bounce off the bodies and keep rolling.
Well, physical game. Christina Pink, give us a sense of some of the injuries that you're seeing.
Yeah, the Panthers medical staff has been busy. Right now, DJ Johnson is questionable with an ankle injury for the defense, or with a neck injury, pardon me. Chandler Lavala is dealing with a knee injury. He is questionable. Lavisca Chenault is dealing with an ankle injury. He's questionable, so still trying to work through it, getting it taped up right now.
I imagine that's probably why we saw Deshaun Jameson returning that kick for the first time in his NFL career earlier, with Chenault dealing with that ankle issue. Thanks, KP. Whoa, Troy Hill came in hot off the edge, and that kind of throws the timing of the play off. Eventually, it's closed out by Derrick Brown, but Troy Hill off the slot was coming in quick.
And did you see the quarterback? I mean, he's pointing him out the whole time. He says, hey, it's 13 right here. Make sure we keep an eye on him. We've got to get him blocked, and just off the edge so quick. And one thing about little guys coming off the edge like that, those guys are so quick, and they're so small, and they're so easy to dip underneath you as a tackle. Makes it very difficult.
Well, you got to hit him in the backfield. You have to be able to penetrate and stuff him. He averages less than a yard per carry. Otherwise, he's going for big yardage after contact. Right now, just 1.6 yards per carry for Henry. NFL average is 4.2. That's a catch for Henry, and it's not much of a gain on the play. Back to the line of scrimmage. David Long and Deion Jones are there.
And I love Long on the outside right here. Watch him create leverage outside, force it to the inside where your help is, and that's just smart. Make sure you don't get beat to the outside.
Yeah, so even if you say you missed the tackle, which is understandable against Henry, at least you got help on the interior.
Yeah, you keep him from getting to that sideline, busting one down the sideline. You force him to where all that pursuit is coming to stop Derrick Henry.
Has Derrick Henry ever had a long run up a sideline before in an NFL game?
I don't recall, Adam.
A couple of 90-plus yarders. Screen pass, Kyle Phillips. Really nice Carolina stand. Brian Burns finishes it off, but David Long Jr., the corner, was the first man to make contact. That's a really nice stand by Carolina's team.
Yeah, think about it. I mean, they're sitting out there. Here is Long coming up there, but they're sitting out there. They're on their 4th cornerback right now.
Yeah.
I mean, they have lost Horn. They have lost Henderson. They lost, well, it was a Boodle.
Jeremy Chin, DiCaprio Boodle.
Yeah. I mean, they have lost everybody out there and still have Long making plays on the edge.
Amir Smith-Marset will bail out again, and it's going to end up inside the 10. In fact, it's going to go all the way inside the 5. kicking into that breeze that time. That's the leg that Ryan Stonehouse, the #1 punter in the NFL, has. 71-yarder to pin the Panthers deep. And the Panthers earn your way in this league and gotta go through some growing pains sometimes too. Lawrence and Burrow and Murray have all had various levels of success since those rookie years.
Yeah, got to take your lumps. I mean, even Aikman was 9 TDs, 18 interceptions. Manning, 26 TDs, 28 interceptions his rookie year.
After the 71-yard punt, Amir Smith-Marset didn't bother with fair catch. Got to start it at the 4 with a Chuba Hubbard run for a few. The Panthers have a long field in front of them. They had a long drive on the last series that ended in 3 points. So look at that. Another 14-play drive. 7 minutes off the clock. They've done this a bunch this year, but look at the points. 29th in the league. They're getting a lot of field goal tries, and they're stalling a lot of the opposing territory.
Yeah, and a lot of that is, to me, get under center, run the football, get into power formations. When you get into the red zone, it's imperative that you have a great running football team, and that's one of the things I think they need to focus on and fix.
Now it's Miles Sanders. Get 4 from Sanders there. He was a little bit more involved last week against Dallas. He ran for 50 yards. It was the most he'd run for since 72 yards in week 1 against Atlanta in his Carolina debut. Remember, he came in on that 4-year, $25 million deal. So Hubbard and Sanders have kind of gone back and forth as the lead guy. '29th in the league in rushing this season. 3rd and 2. This is a manageable situation. They've been very solid in 3rd down and 5 or less this year. They'll run it. Sanders fighting. Hey, give him a lot of credit. He kept on going. Sean Murphy Bunting was there. Tier Tart was trying to hold him back. And Miles Sanders pushes ahead to move the chains.
We talked about what they want to be able to do. Get those double teams, get a little bit of movement at the point of attack, and then you see the effort right here by Miles Sanders. Got people wrapped around. I think that's Shire wrapped around his ankles right there, but continues to fight to get that extra yard.
Yeah, it was wrapped around the ankles for sure. He's limping a little bit as he heads to the sideline. The Pro Bowler with the Eagles last season gives way to Hubbard now. Fake to Hubbard. Here comes pressure, and Bryce Young was trying to find a receiver, and Jonathan Mingo trying to make a twisting catch along the sideline. Sean Murphy Bunting off the corner had some heat.
Trying to run this off a wide zone, watch him turn his back to the defense. Now you got to flip your head around so quick, and normally that's a defensive end. You've got a little bit of opportunity to rush beyond him, get away from him, but when it's a corner, you're talking about Sean Murphy Bunting. Man, that speed and that athleticism on the edge makes it really tough on a young quarterback, or any quarterback for that matter.
Mingo, a fellow SEC rookie with Bryce Young, played his ball at Mississippi, their 2nd-round pick. Looking to team up here, but kind of an awkward looking throw with some pressure coming. Young just launches it away, and suddenly it's 3rd down and 10.
Well, you remember how we talked about Will Levis and his feet and how good his feet are, and you know, then you look at right now Bryce Young on that particular throw. He doesn't have his feet underneath him. He doesn't step into the throw, and you get an errant throw on the sideline with a wide open Mingo. So it's one of those things that feet lead to accuracy, lead to timing.
I wonder if the mist, the field conditions with some of the precipitation coming down, if that's making any impact on Bryce Young. They're good in 3rd and short. They're not so good on 3rd and long. Here comes a blitz from Tennessee. Young into a tough spot, and there is DJ Chark. Did not have a single target against Dallas. He comes up with a big 3rd down catch.
That is just a great throw right here. He's got Chark all over him. That's Fulton. That's all over Chark. Look at that. I mean, that's, you could easily call that PI, but the concentration right there, and that could get Chark going. That's what their coach, Frank Reich, talked about. He makes so many plays in the OTAs, so many plays in camp. Got to get him going. We got to get him big-time throws. Man, that could get a guy rolling.
A couple of LSU Tigers there, and Chark and Fulton meeting up for a 14-yard gain for DJ to move the chains. Flag is thrown as the play clock was winding down. Try to get the snap off quick.
Ball start. Offense number 68. 5-yard penalty. It's first down.
So Cade Mays, who again had to come in for Chandler Zavala. No Austin Corbin, no Brady Christensen. They've lost guards this season. Tackles have been consistent. Ickey Ekwonu at left side, he's made 28 straight starts. Taylor Moton, 93rd straight start on the right side, and Bradley Bozeman has been snapping all season.
So tough, though, when you're flip-flopping guys inside. You're trying to figure out what that set is, and you don't have your starters, and you're having backups come in. They're really hard to be on time and have your cadence down and everything else.
Play fake. Arden Key hits Bryce Young, and that ball belongs to Jeffrey Simmons. Arden Key with his first sack in almost 2 months leads to a turnover.
Well, right here, you want to keep your shoulders square to the line of scrimmage, not perpendicular, and you see how he gets turned automatically. That's going to create an opening, and that opening for Ekwonu opens that up for Arden Key, who just makes a nice roll, and then Simmons right there to pick it up. But anytime you open your shoulders like that, it creates a soft edge for the pass rusher. Arden Key takes advantage of that.
Ekwonu, his second season, their first-round pick a year ago, got beat. So now Levis has just 15 yards to go for a touchdown. Both backs in the backfield. Oh, he faked it to Henry. A little shovel up ahead for Chigo Okonkwo. Gets 4 yards out of that inside of 3 minutes to play.
Somebody's been watching Andy Reid create right here, because you watch this and then you're going to watch this inside here. Oh, excuse me, for right there. You see the tight end. Absolutely. Okonkwo getting that inside throw or inside toss. But that's straight out of the Kansas City playbook.
Here's Henry. Derrick Henry breaks a tackle. Derrick Henry's got his second touchdown of the day.
That right there is why you continue to feed that guy, because eventually, even if you're getting 1 yard of carry, you're going to break it. And watch not only Derrick Henry, but watch, you've got Hopkins right there off the edge, sees the blitz, moves up to the second level safety, missed tackle by Luvu, and the rest is history. Derrick Henry taking it to the house.
Derrick Henry had 4 rushing touchdowns in the first 10 games. He has 2 today. Really solid run. 14 yards on his first 9 runs until then. We're back after this.
Lunch?
Yes, please.
That'll be $23.
Your ad says it's free.
It is for our economy ultimate passengers who paid extra.
I'll just have water.
Okay, cash or card?
For water? Well, at AT&T, when we offer you our best iPhone deals, we guarantee it. Even on the new iPhone 15 Pro. Check it out. Made with titanium.
We do have free movies with the purchase of headphones.
I'll just use my iPhone.
Only AT&T gives everyone our best deals on any iPhone with any popular plan. Guaranteed. Get iPhone 15 Pro on us.
Arden Key comes up with the big play, chopping it away from Bryce Young. That leads to the short field and the short touchdown. As you said, Henry had just 14 yards on his first 9 touches. That's a easy run in for the score.
It almost doubles the yardage on one run, and that's why running the ball is important. That's what it does to a defense. It eventually wears them out, and that's why you get a missed tackle by one of their best players in Frankie Luvu. That's what happens to you when you consistently lean on people. It's like a boxer going to the body. That's exactly the same thing that running the ball on a consistent basis does to a defense.
Deshaun Jameson was an excellent return man in Texas. He's out there with LaVisca Chenault dealing with the ankle injury. He'll have an opportunity again. His second career NFL return. He will not make it past the 20-yard line. A lot of traffic there for Tennessee's coverage unit. Joe Jones called up for the practice squad with the tackle. Tomorrow on Fox, 5 celebrities are left in the Special Forces season finale. No prize, only pride. You can see who can last for just one more day. The shocking season finale, Special Forces World's Toughest Test, tomorrow on Fox.
They don't pay me to be tough anymore. I'm not in for that.
I'm just shaking my head.
Yeah.
For me. So you saw the 3 pick sixes. They've come in the last 3 games, 2 against Indianapolis and Kenny Moore. And then last week to Deron Bland, who has 5 now after he got another one on Thanksgiving. Nobody's had more. And Carolina's had 3rd down, and they passed the ball. It's been Adam Thielen doing most of the damage. Only Keenan Allen has more 3rd down conversion catches in the NFL this year.
Right here at the bottom of that bunch set.
Young was looking in his direction, has to bounce to the outside. Runs into Harold Landry, so he goes back to the left with Jeffrey Simmons in front. And Bryce Young smartly gets rid of the football. How about that? You got Landry on one side, Simmons on the other, and they had Adam Thielen covered up.
Yeah, they did. And I'll tell you, that's one of those things. They got the scouting report as well, right? They understood who it is. They're going to bracket him right there. 2 guys, McCreary, and he also had Alshire. And Simmons coming around there, bringing that pressure. Autry getting in there as well, creating havoc. But look at Simmons. Look at that hustle by Simmons.
Yeah, did not give up on that play. So Hecker boots it away. It's going to be a short punt. End up with decent field position for Tennessee with still 1:39 left. Kurt Menefee, what do you got coming up at halftime, my friend? Slated to receive the ball to start the second half. Tajay Spears trying to run it and slips the tackle to Dante Jackson and gets out of bounds to stop the clock to save the timeout.
I told you, I really like this kid, man. He is only like 190 pounds, but man, he runs hard, he runs powerful, and he's got that wiggle to him. He's just more than a scat back, if you will. Really nice change of pace from Derrick Henry.
Carried about 50 times this year, made about 30 catches. See his yardage. He's got 1 touchdown that was on the ground at Indianapolis. Louisiana native, who was the American Conference Offensive Player of the Year last year at Tulane. And he gets another carry. This time he gets swallowed up. Marquise Haynes, he's been dealing with a back issue most of this season. Makes a nice play. He's only played 1 game to this point. That was against Chicago, 17 snaps, was on IR most of the year, didn't play last week against Dallas. They were happy to have him back. Third and 4. Levis floats it out of the backfield, and a big hit with a penalty marker thrown. Xavier Woods hit Tajay Spears very hard. Going to say unnecessary roughness potentially, and Spears is down. Considered to be a defenseless player here because he's in the process of trying to make a catch. Look up top. Did he make contact with the head or neck area here? And that's officials' discretion. The flags came flying in immediately, but let's see what the officials talk about.
That's a tough hit on full speed, but it really looked like he did a good job going to the body. I mean, he bodied him up. That's
a really quick play. A flag is thrown on the play. The officials are discussing it. In return, a couple of kicks. Now it's Chenault. Nick Folk hit a 50-plus yard field goal to close the half. Chenault will have an opportunity to return it from the 2. And a good return out past the 25 and out past the 30. Good return by Chenault to the 34. Christina Pink is down on the field. Adam Amin, Mark Schlereth in the booth. I don't want to pick up where the guys left off about Will Levis. You know, obviously Derrick Henry was involved like you wanted to see if you're a Tennessee fan, but I think Will Levis played a very solid first half, very clean Tennessee half.
Yeah, I think one of the things you always look at with a young quarterback is kind of his presence in the pocket, and Will Levis was exceptional in the pocket, sliding around, moving around, keeping his feet underneath him, and has that ability, you know, that big-time ability to throw the ball on time accurately, and he really did a great job in that first half.
Here comes Miles Sanders with the run on first down. We mentioned KP. What do you got for us, my friend?
Well, hey, guys, another hit to the Panthers secondary right now. Von Bell is questionable to return with a shoulder injury. They are all banged up on the back end. Defensively, Frank Reich told me we have to limit the explosive plays. We need to be better on first down. Offensively, Bryce Young has faced a ton of pressure. He said we've got to be better on first down, stay out of some of those second and thirds and longs, and simply have to protect better.
That third down point is so key, KP, right? Because, yeah, inside of 3rd and 5, they've been really good. 3rd and 6+, they have not been very good this season. For Sanders again, he's going to end up losing yardage, so this is going to be a 3rd and long now. Good play by Jeffrey Simmons. He continues to make an impact start to finish so far.
Dude, Jeffrey Simmons just stacks people. His hands are so good. Watch the inside hands. Now he underneath, push you back in the backfield, then to be able to disengage and make that tackle. He is just a man amongst boys in there right now. And here you sit in another 3rd down and long situation. You haven't been able to protect all day long to get your receivers down into those intermediate routes where they can convert on these 3rd down and long situations.
Panthers this season on 3rd and 6+, 17% conversion rate. And Tennessee's bringing the house. Arden Key got there, and the throw may have been a little bit impacted by that. Looking for Chark. Watched by Fulton, those LSU Tigers out there. Arden Key, another LSU Tiger with the heat.
Right, well, you're bringing guys here, bringing guys here, bringing guys off the edge. I mean, there's all kinds of guys coming at the quarterback right there, and that pressure just gets to him.
By the defense, number 19.
Wow.
It's a 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
Well, I hate to interrupt you there, but that's a big break for Carolina. A penalty against Tennessee. Another ill-timed penalty by the Titans. A defensive holding penalty. It's only going to be 5 yards, but it's a fresh set of downs.
Well, you know, Christina talked about the fact that Frank Reich, head coach of the Carolina Panthers, wants to be able to protect a little bit, or they've got to be better in protection. That's your job as a play caller. In my estimation, you have got to call a game that allows your offensive line to protect, that allows them to be aggressive.
Make the toss. Young coming back against Key. Nice underneath play to Ian Thomas. And he'll work his way for about 9. I want to go back to that, Mark. You taught me a couple of years ago. There's essentially 3 elements to protection, and a couple of those people might not think about.
Yeah, I think, you know, you talk about the running the football. That's part of it. Then being able to set your play action, your hard play action off that run game. Make people suck up so you can get into the intermediate pass routes, and then get your quarterback outside the pocket, give him opportunities. But there's a lot of different elements to protection, and a lot of that comes from the way you call a game. And Frank Reich's got to be better there, frankly.
Nothing there for Sanders. Guess who?
And this is, you're trying right here. You are trying. There he is to double team him. Now watch this. Just go ahead and split that double team really quick. Get yourself in the backfield. Make a negative run, another step run, swim move. And, you know, if I was playing right now, I'd throw a flag on him and say, that's illegal avoidance. You're not allowed to swim me right off the line of scrimmage there, because I have a tough enough time just trying to take you off the football. So big, so powerful, and so quick and athletic.
That has all the energy of he's being mean to me.
Yes,
exactly. 3rd down and 4. Bryce Young stepping up, just needs midfield, and again, a 3rd and 5 or less. Carolina has been able to convert this year. They're converting 2 out of every 3 of those situations this year.
I used to always tell our young quarterbacks, when a young quarterback came in, just keep us out of 3rd and long.
Yeah.
Even if you have to scramble for 2 or 3 yards, get us into 3rd and 4 minus, like 3rd and 4 or less, because that keeps your whole playbook, your whole menu, your run game, your pass game, your play action game, it keeps it all open.
It's the second time that Bryce Young has converted a 3rd down with his legs today. It was a tough decision. He was thinking about maybe holding on to that, and Chuba Hubbard gets drilled by Rashad Weaver for a loss.
I mean, for crying out loud, this is just.
Quanto's having some struggles right now.
At this point right now, you are, from a confusion standpoint, they have created some kind of gap schemes. You got a little counter scheme going on there, and obviously not blocking that correctly, and guys just in the backfield with that penetration.
It's been a rough offensive line performance all season, and more of the same. And Tennessee is continuing to bring pressure. Bryce Young gets hit, and that throw gets impacted well short. Now a late flag comes in. Landry was the one that impacted the throw getting to the arm of Young, but let's see the marker.
Pass interference. Defense, number 0. Spot foul. Automatic first down.
So Sean Murphy bunting, another bad Tennessee penalty.
Right, just out there one-on-one on the outside. You're going to see him bail out here, and a little grab right there on the shoulder, and then look at the blitz pickup right here. Chuba Hubbard just gets run over by Alshire right there, and boy, I love Alshire, man. What a great player. Number 2 is just flying around. Signed a 1-year deal. Well, I tell you what, the energy he brings, the sideline to sideline nature, just a really good player.
So fresh set it down to the 38 after a dumb penalty. Now here comes Young underneath. And Chuba Hubbard's got plenty of room up the middle of the field. He gets hit from behind by Alshire inside the 15-yard line. Big play for Carolina for 25.
Well, they try to double team right here. Rice is going to try to double team, get over the top. You're going to see him bail out right there, because what are they looking at? Adam Thielen, right? So they clear the middle of the football field. Nice job dumping that off by the quarterback, recognizing that center of the field coverage has just left to go double team your number 1 receiver. Good dump off and good read by Bryce Young.
It's best chance for Carolina to get a touchdown today right now. Off the fake, Bryce Young out of the pressure. His receiver in the end zone fell down, so Young will scramble and get positive yardage out of it, down inside the 10 to the 7.
Well, it's exactly what we just talked about, right? I mean, make sure, and here's Thielen down here, and he's the one guy you want to take out, right? Good job down there on the bottom, and then that's what we talked about. Just go make a play for us. Keep us out of 2nd and long, 3rd and long situations. Keep moving the ball so we have a chance to at least present the threat of both run and pass in every situation as an offense.
Thielen still 1 catch for 2 yards today. He's in the slot. Give to Hubbard. He spins ahead. 3rd and short coming up. The Panthers have 2 rushing touchdowns all season. Only the Broncos have fewer. Broncos have 1 rushing touchdown this year. Still a chance to get a first down with a yard gain here. What's been a typical Carolina drive. Long drive, trying not to stall. Big 3rd and 1.
One of my least favorite things right here. Shotgun in a 3rd down and 1 situation.
Hubbard stopped. It was Tier Tart who made that initial contact. It's a loss of a yard. Why don't you like shotgun 3rd and 1? I know why, but tell me why.
Well, I think the thing for me in 3rd down and 1 situations is when you're in shotgun, it literally takes about 0.4 of a second longer to half a second longer for that running back to hit the line of scrimmage. When you're under center, it speeds up that process for an offensive line that's struggling, makes you hold your block for an extra half second. Well, against this defensive front, sorry about it, you're just not that good.
On 4th down and 2, it is Hubbard, and he finally breaks the plane. The Panthers with the touchdown, a rare one on the ground, and Chuba Hubbard caps off the long drive. 2 costly Tennessee penalties on that series, and they're able to cash in.
Watch this double team working up to Rice right here. That's the way you get that thing done. Great job sealing that off so your running back has a seam to hit it hard and run over a safety.
That's the duo scheme you were talking about, right? Get 4 hands on the guys that can affect the play the most.
Get a double team. Get that double team to push to that linebacker. Don't jump off early so that guy, that defensive tackle, can split the double team. Really nicely done by this offensive line that, as we talked about, has really struggled in this game so far.
They had a rushing touchdown from Sanders in week 3 at Seattle. They had one in week 6 from Hubbard at Miami. They hadn't had one since. A month and a half later, Hubbard cracks the end zone. And Eddie Pinheiro is on to try to make this a 7-point game, which he does. 11-play drive that covers 67 yards for Carolina. Frank Reich's team is in the end zone. Chuba Hubbard pounds it home. That's the old saying in Carolina, keep pounding. That helped Carolina extend it, but another typical Carolina drive. This one leads him to a touchdown. Here comes Smith Marset, now returning a kick. Or Chris Moore, beg your pardon, I should say, returning the kick. As he's the next man up now for Tennessee, and a little bit of a scrum after all that. And the officials do a nice job of getting in there and separating it. Let's check in with Christina Pick down to the field.
Well, hey, Adam, an efficient half from Will Levis talking to Mike Vrabel at halftime. He said, we've done a decent job protecting him. It hasn't been perfect, but he liked his decision-making, especially at the end of the half. He said, we practiced those situations. Defensively, they've gotten after the quarterback. That made him happy, but he said, I'd like us to finish a few more of those off and be better on 3rd down.
That's good stuff, KP, from Mike Vrabel. Will Levis back to work. Right back to Derrick Henry to start this series, and he sheds a tackle. He was able to get away from Deshaun Williams and turn into a 14-yard run, and that's his best run of the day.
You shouldn't be able to bounce the ball this well when you're this big, and you can see it starts right there at the hash, then bounce it out of the numbers, and then have the speed and athleticism. I mean, did you see the size difference on Long right there? I mean,
he still outran him.
I mean, just to be that big and that strong and that athletic, man, it is not fair. He is a special athlete.
It hasn't been a typical Derrick Henry season this year. He's been much better at home than he has been on the road, as have the Titans. The Titans are 3-0 at home and 0-7 away from this building. Will Levis checks it down. He's got Okonkwo, and David Long was there for the stop. This is what the Titans have done in Nashville compared to away from the Music City. 3-0, 27 a game. Defense has not been as good away from here. And, of course, one of those games is technically slotted as a home game, the game in London against Baltimore.
Well, I'll tell you what, they have executed Mike Vrabel's game plan to perfection. Run the football, even though it hasn't been for a lot of yards per carry. I don't care so much about yards per carry. I care about attempts, and they've done that today.
David Long being tended to while we've got a moment. Chris Thompson with the game break. What's up, my friend?
Thanks, Adam. Texans down 13-7, 3rd down from the 1. They fake it up the middle. C.J. Stroud takes it himself for the score. Texans back in front, 14-13 over the Jags. Adam?
You know, CT, it's funny you bring up C.J. Stroud because, again, another rookie quarterback. One of the 10, one of an NFL record 10 rookie quarterbacks that has started a game. So you see the winning percentage for the 10 rookies. They're combined 17 and 24, but Stroud is 6-4. He's the rare one of that mix, and again, I know he's been starting most of the year, but he's the rare one in that mix right now that has found some success, and that's not all on the quarterback. Some of that is Houston's defense played really well, and some other guys have stepped up. But again, overall, you see the comparison to the rest of them.
He has been amazing, and I'll tell you the other guy that's been amazing for them, D'Amico Ryans, the head coach.
What potential coach of the year, you think?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
The job he's done in Houston.
I think he's right up there for coach of the year this year. So Chris Moore in his 100th career NFL game gets the end around. He'll set up a 3rd down and short here. And Deshaun Jameson, the rookie out of Texas who came in for David Long at corner, is there to make the stop.
Yeah, a little trickeration on the reverse right there, and that's one of those things. You set up a play like that, I always wonder what's the pass off of that.
Sure.
What's the adjunct deep ball? Because when you watch this team, they have done a great job pushing the ball down the football field. Really haven't taken that shot, other than the sideline one they had off the pressure, but really haven't taken the deep shot yet today.
Frankie Louvu trying to jump the snap.
There were about 14 people that jumped on that right there.
Well start. Offense, number 79, 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
That was on Jalen Duncan. He moved a little bit. Frankie Louvu made sure to point that out, and another Tennessee penalty. Let's listen to a little Will Levis cadence here. Immediately, Louvu was like, hey, I see Jalen Duncan, the rookie, moving over there.
I got to tell you that, John Elway's got me a couple times like that. It's almost like he's sitting right in your ear going, it's startled.
Well, it's weird because you do that to me like on a weekly basis. Yeah. Like I'll be sitting at the table and go, Mark's here. Cool. That's great to see him. Speaking of Hopkins, he's at the bottom of the formation. We have not called his name much. He's got a couple of catches today. He's streaking down the middle. Levis is going up the sideline for more into double coverage. Incomplete. Had both Jackson and Xavier Woods out there in coverage. Fourth down.
And, a nice opportunity to take a shot for Moore right there, who ends up getting over the top of Jackson. Good move, great release. But I tell you that what I was impressed with was just Levis's footwork to give himself an opportunity to at least get it close to a receiver, because he had pressure and he just slid out ever so calmly to be able to get that ball off, and he has been so good in the pocket today.
Smith Marset back to return. Stonehouse, the #1 punting average in the league. But a 55-yarder on the bounce, and Smith Marset will bring it back few. 5:20 to play. We got Listen, Carolina has struggled offensively all year. They weren't exactly sharp on a handful of drives in the first half. Even some longer drives, though. They've extended it. Now Bryce Young, his club is only down 7. You see the receiving, rushing, and passing leaders. Adam Thielen's got to be a bigger part of this game, you would think. What do you think Tennessee's done well against him so far?
Well, they've found a way to double team him, just saying, hey, we're going to take him out of the ball game, and then because that's your first read, right? That's the first progression. We're trying to get to Adam Thielen. We're going to take him out with a double team. We're going to bracket him. And by that point, when he gets off, the quarterback gets off of him, he's going to be under duress because our pass rush is going to be getting there. And that's what Tennessee's been able to do so far on the defensive side of the ball.
There's that fake and the roll and the pass outside for Laviska Shenault. McCurry drags him down after an 8-yard gain. So everybody else, for the most part, is getting involved. Thielen has been the lead guy, and Chenault's been dealing with the ankle injury all day. So now you're down another receiver, one of your lead guys, if you're Carolina. You see what Thielen's done relative to everybody else. This is entering action today. 76 versus everybody else less than 7. He's in the slot. Run play, Sanders, first down. One of the better runs for Sanders on the day. In fact, that 5-yarder is his best of the day. This is where the Panthers were about a week ago, right? They were playing a really good Dallas team. I know Dallas and Tennessee aren't exactly on the same level, but they're playing a really good Dallas team. It was a 17-10 game, and then things start to fall apart, right? They give up the 21-yard Pollard run, and then the pick 6 happens. Now all of a sudden it's a blowout. It's the time of game where Bryce Young wants to keep the train on the tracks. Off play action. Oh, he wanted to load up, but he ran out of time. Jeffrey Simmons, another big play, his first sack in a month.